Meredith was seated by one of the waiting benches at the bus stop terminal when her phone rang. "Hello, Meredith, I did it. I'm already on the bus and on the way to you." Cathy cheered. Meredith happily replied, "I'm happy for you. I'm already here waiting. See you soonest. Couldn't wait." As soon as the bus arrived at its destination, Cathy happily jumped off the bus and hugged Meredith. "Oh, Meredith, I never feel so happy, for at last I'm free." Meredith hugged Cathy tightly and replied, "Yes, you're free now. Come, let us call up Andrew to let him know you have arrived safely." Meredith and Cathy arrived in Nancy's home. Cathy was amazed at the little house, for its exterior was so nice and welcoming. And as they entered the house, it was so cozy and warm that she felt the warmth of the house owner all over the place.
Meredith brought Cathy to her bedroom. This was once Finn's parents' bedroom. Nancy, my sister, preserved it as a memory of her daughter. But now that you need a place to dwell in, this bedroom now is yours. This house was the only memory that is left as legacy for their son, Finn. Which is why this house was well managed and cared for. She wanted to have this house as it was for that very reason, to make Finn remember his parents' love, and that they built this for him.
Meanwhile, when Andrew and his men returned to the villa, they found themselves in a bad situation, for Cathy didn't come home. Andrew opened his laptop and said, "I have to talk to Master Philip face-to-face about Cathy. You may leave now and leave me be." Andrew pretended to be worrisome as he had a FaceTime with his boss.
Andrew relayed his concern for losing Cathy and his watch. And while he was explaining, Philip's response shifted from silent to anger. Philip was so furious that he shouted at the top of his voice, "How did this happen? I left her under your care because that's how much I trust you. But now, you have failed me, man. How can this happen? I bet you and your men became easy on her. Why, may I ask? You have been so lenient with her, and you didn't take the possibility she may mislead you and take advantage of your leniency. Now she's gone. I want you to do everything you can to find her. And another thing, don't let anyone enter her room nor have the house staff touch her things. Better lock her room now. I'm coming home." Andrew was startled by Philip's sudden decision. He called up Meredith quickly.
Meredith took his call and was shaken. "What? Philip's coming home so soon?" Andrew replied, "Yes, I've never seen him that angry, as if he lost his wealth. You better come back before he would think otherwise." Meredith shrugged. "Otherwise? Would you think he will suspect me? Well, I better return before he does. Goodbye for now."
Philip arrived soon enough than expected and told his security and chauffeur to speed up. On his way home, his thoughts were on Cathy. Why did she ran away, and where is she now? His thoughts were running wild until he told his men to stop over the Nortons. She must be there. She must have missed her mother and took advantage of my being far away. Yes, I'm sure she's there. You must be there, Cathy.
Philip's men went directly to Cathy's house, and Mrs. Norton was surprised to see men by her door that she asked, "Who are you people, and what can I do for you?" Then Philip appeared to face Mrs. Norton.
Good evening, Mrs. Norton. Can I see Cathy? His face was sullen, and Mrs. Norton was surprised.
Why are you asking for my Cathy when you took her away from us and never allowed her to see me since then? I should be the one asking, Mr. Warren. Where is my Cathy?
Are you trying to make a fool out of me? Don't hide her away from me. Then Mr. Norton came out of the bedroom upon hearing his wife talking with someone. He got startled seeing Philip in their house, sullen and annoyed. I'm here to take what is mine, Tom. Where is she? Mrs. Norton was shocked.
What do you mean taking what's yours, Mr. Warren? Is this house the reason you're here at this time of the night? And what does Cathy has something to do with our house? Mrs. Norton was already trembling nervously.
Mr. Norton was distraught. He felt distressed, and he didn't know how to react to his wife's question, for he never told her the truth about why Cathy was in Philip's villa. All he said was she was working there as a maid and wasn't permitted to go home until he and her Daughter had paid in full his debt for her surgery. Philip understood the situation, so he said nothing, but insisted on seeing Cathy. Ben Norton said, Cathy has not come home to us, Master Philip. We had not seen her ever since, and we haven't heard from her yet. So why are you looking for her here? Is she missing? Is our daughter missing? Mr. Norton became anxious. Philip replied, I've been away for months and just got home. I sponsored Cathy's college education and was taking up arts and design. I was calling her on her phone, but she couldn't be reached, so my suspicion was that she took advantage of my being in Malaysia for 4 months, which is why I'm here.
Mrs. Norton was pleased to know that her daughter had entered college. Oh, thank you, Mr. Warren, for your kind support for my daughter's education. I'm so happy for her. But I'm sorry that she had not responded to your calls. Maybe she was with friends.
Well then, I'm leaving. It's nice to know that you're doing well after your surgery. Goodbye then. He quickly left but became more troubled for Cathy.